soccer players we have. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage our Master of Ceremonies, Miss Adriana Monsalve.
Adriana Monsalve is here. She's not lost. How are you guys? Hello, everyone. So happy to be here with you as your host on this special occasion for Concacaf. A huge day for national team football in the region. Welcome to Miami. Bienvenidos a Miami. We're all here for the same reason, the love for our game. And I'm looking forward to seeing that emotion transform into reality here in this beautiful venue, the Temple House, this morning. So, without further ado, let's get this show started. To kick off of today, please join me in welcoming none other than the Concacaf president, Mr. Victor Montagliani. Hello, Mr. President.
How are you? Good. Thank you. Great to see you.
2 kisses.
Of course. Of course. Yeah. We're not in Switzerland, or else it would have been 3. Good morning, everyone. Buenos dias, bonjour, good morgen. It is a great pleasure to welcome you today to a watershed moment for our Concacaf family, for football across the Confederation, and for that matter, around the world. We welcome all our guests, the presidents and general secretaries present here from 40 of our member associations, representatives of leagues and clubs. Thank you all for being here this morning in Miami to witness football history alongside us. A new era for national team competitions, and at the same time, a new era for Concacaf. At Concacaf, we have come a long way in the last 2 years. In May 2016, I was honored to be elected president of this great football confederation. Since then, we have been driven by our shared vision of One Concacaf, a network of unified competitions, development, and leadership that unites our diverse region into one strong body with the goals of actively promoting universal access for our sport and unlocking our region's potential to develop into a world footballing power. Working towards these goals, I have traveled far and wide. I know you, you know me. I've made a commitment to come and spend time with you in your home, breaking bread with you. I know how much you have sacrificed for this game. But those sacrifices now born many accomplishments, which we can be seen across the board in terms of unity and access in our governance and in our competitions. Our Congress unanimously adopted vital statutory changes, including an expanded council, term limits, and audit rights. We have added independent members to key committees, enhanced financial controls, and installed new members of the leadership team to emphasize good stewardship of assets, so we can reinvest more in the development of the game we love in our member nations. Changing our culture to rebuild a strong confederation with the highest organizational values is a massive challenge. All this progress didn't happen overnight. It has been a day in and day out responsibility and will continue to be. Looking forward across our 41 member nations, we continue to lead a process to help and strengthen our federations. Concacaf is assisting members in implementing and enhancing governance structures, revising statutes, processes, and regulations, as well as counseling on issues management. So, as we assemble here today, we can look back on an impressive series of accomplishments now behind us, as we work together towards our future goals. The past inspires the future. We cannot go forward if we don't know where we've come from. On the sturdy structure of reform, we have implemented measures to assure world-class governance and guarantee that the Confederation is fully aligned as a trustworthy steward of the game to deliver the ultimate good of our stakeholders, our member associations, their teams, players, and their fans. Today, I take pride in the fact that Concacaf is recognized as a primary driver of the growth of our game throughout our region. As an organization, it's now high time to look outward and ahead and to share our core message. Concacaf is here to serve football with a love for our game. We understand that the game is not ours alone. We share this love widely throughout the world. We are an extensive region ranging from the republics of Central America and the South through the north to Mexico, the US, and Canada, and back down across the Caribbean, from island to beautiful island, and to the shores of the South American continent. CONCACAF's football belongs to all of us who call this region our home. As a confederation, we set the highest of our priorities, the duty to open the access to the game to all. And so, we come here today to open the doors of CONCACAF and its football widely as we embrace this new era. This, my friends, is our one CONCACAF, with love for our game, from the flair of the Caribbean to the passion of Central America to the historical triumphs of North America in the men's and women's games. We have always had the makings of champions inside us. Today, working through a platform of inclusion and access, we together unlocking that wide potential. Brought together by the vision and power working as one, we will continue to build and progress on the pillars of the core values we have identified as central to all CONCACAF efforts. First, unity. We are one culture. We work together under a common one CONCACAF agenda of good governance, competitive and commercial excellence, investment in the development and infrastructure, and open and solid leadership. We exhibit love for our game, and so football is a core value. The game comes first. We will always make decisions in service to what matters most, those 90 minutes between the lines on the pitch, for the benefit of our fans, players, officials, partners, and you, our members. We embrace quality at every level, and we seek to raise our level every day. We believe that everyone in the CONCACAF community should have the means to get better with each practice, each match, each competition, every day, every week, every month, year after year. By working to put all our athletes and teams in a position to win, we know that major international successes will follow. Finally, we aspire to provide abundant access. Everyone gets to play. Every young boy or girl in our region should have the access to a ball and a pitch. We are equally proud of the success of our women's teams and players, and we've learned that all kinds of football lead to better football for all. We will lead on fair play, diversity, respect, and sportsmanship. These four pillars, unity, access, football, and quality, are intrinsic in all our efforts as we move forward. The results will be to bring the game to our stakeholders and bring out the best of football in our region. United, we can leverage our powerful platforms, our tournaments, our events, our people, and especially the power of the game, the love for our game. And so today, as never before, we are in a position to set lofty goals as a confederation, on and off the pitch. Today, we open the door to a new era, and as we do so, we can boldly aspire that through our shared one CONCACAF efforts, by the time the World Cup comes back to our region in 2026, CONCACAF will be in a position to outperform the rivals at the highest levels of the game, producing the highest quality of football from top to bottom of any confederation in the world. We can't guarantee we will win the World Cup in the next decade, but we will put each of our member associations into a position to grow and improve markedly on all their own levels, to all the levels of the sport. On the aggregate, that strategy will make us all champions, on the field and off the field. We have the tools to place to get us there. We will continue to work hard as one Concacaf to get to the top together. Thank you, everyone. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Concacaf.
Thanks to Mr. President Montagliani for those inspiring words, sharing with us the vision and organization behind this momentous day. Next, to open the doors wide to CONCACAF and its new image, please join me in welcoming to the stage CONCACAF General Secretary Mr. Philippe Mogio.
Thank you, Adriana. Thank you for joining us, for being here with us in this very special day. And good morning, everybody. Thank you as well for being with us. Let me start by saying that one of the reasons I came to CONCACAF is, of course, besides the opportunity to work with Victor, this great CONCACAF Council, and a very dedicated team, is the opportunity to serve a vibrant, diverse, and unique region. From Cayenne to Calgary, Seattle to Santo Domingo, Belize to Bermuda. 41 nations brought together by football. As part of Victor's One CONCACAF vision and strategy, a major initiative we've taken is the refinement and renewal of our brand, the CONCACAF brand. For the last year, we've undertaken a full strategic review of our name, our identity, our logo, what we say about ourselves, how we talk about our events and properties. As a result of this work, we've changed, kept, sharpened, tightened. Today, our team across the region is very proud to share with you the continuing story of our CONCACAF brand. Let me start by saying that the CONCACAF brand isn't decided in a boardroom. It's a reflection of what our fans, our players, our officials, sponsors, and yes, our friends in the media tell us. We carried out research across our 41 member associations. We conducted polls, analyzed social media, had interviews. We listened, we learned, and what people know and like, and what they see, and what they want to see more of. We discovered that in the region, those who do know us are very positive about what they see on the field. Our Gold Cup, our Champions League. Don't miss two fantastic matchups tonight. Our development, access. It is clear we're bringing football closer to people, and this needs to be celebrated more in our brand. The CONCACAF brand is well known across Mexico, Central America, in the Caribbean, and within the North American soccer culture. But what we heard is that our brand needs an update, one that reflects the passion soccer evokes in the communities in the region we serve. CONCACAF is a relatively young confederation. Believe me, we see this when we show up at FIFA congresses. But there are advantages to this. We're more willing to be innovative. We're well out in front in digital and social media initiatives. And the CONCACAF team has the energy and enthusiasm to put on world-class football with admittedly fewer resources than the others. Why? Because when you bring Caribbean spirit, Latin passion, North American optimism together, we add a unique flavor to football. Sure, we learn from the others in the other regions, but it's this new, modern, personal culture of football we're developing right here that's very special. We have a real, genuine affection for the sport in its purest form. There's a love for our game here, and it's powerful. When you take everything we're about and what we do, put it on a wall and sort through it, and we did exactly that in this process. 4 themes came up every time. They're the ones Victor introduced earlier. Unity. We are one CONCACAF family, representing the best of our 41 and beautiful 41 cultures. Football. The game always comes first. Victor described it as what happens in those 4 lines and how close we can get our fans to it. Quality. We're here to raise our game every day, making football better for every team, every time. We want a future confederation where all our teams are in a better position to win, whether it's the next match or, yes, a FIFA World Cup. Access. In our game, everyone gets to play, and everyone in our family should feel connected and respected, no matter where you come from or where you're going. We will work tirelessly so everyone, particularly our youth, have the opportunity to play football closer to their homes. Unity, football, quality, and access. If it doesn't have these qualities, it isn't Concacaf. This is what our brand is about. Concacaf. Love for our game.
Football. We could say that for us,
Pour nous, para nosotros,
on this side of the world, football is our life, the game of our lives. Football always comes first. We all come from different cultures, but football unites us.
sin pillar su saben, nos une.
One region, one voice.
Una voz, one voice, une voix.
If we listen closely, we are born ready to shout. And from there, we start to play with intensity until the last minute. Faced with obstacles, we work through them. We will improve day by day, always forward, making football better everywhere, every match. Our passion is so strong that it breaks down borders, even those that are hard to knock down, for all of us to reach our dreams. We are the region where the game comes first, bringing the game closer to our fans, and decisions are always made for the good of the sport. We raise our level every day, making football better everywhere, every match. We will put all our teams in position to win in our region.
Nuestra región.
Notre région. Nuestra región.
Everyone gets to play, connected and respected. One region,
Una región.
Une région. Una région.
together. We are the collective best of our individual cultures. We are millions of souls. We are together for the love of our game. United for football. 41 countries for one love. Concacaf. Love for our game.
That's love for our game. We're incredibly excited with this brand manifesto, and I want to tell you a little bit more about this new visual identity. We've already been using love for our game and the 4 pillars to guide our decision-making in competitions, in our communications, in our development, and certainly in our internal culture. It's a way of telling ourselves that what we're doing is consistent with what we are as a brand. And we hope and expect you all would do the same. We will walk the talk. If you think we're not upholding unity, football, quality, and access, if there's no love in our game, then tell us. We're going to live by this calling, and we'll make it happen. As for our identity, here's why it's so important to keep it up to date. We're a confederation with 4 working languages and many unspoken ways to communicate across our cultures. So the visual is just as important as the words. We looked at the history of our identity and then found that it had changed very little in the last 57 years. Certainly not enough to reflect the confederation we are today. Our principles in designing an updated logo and look were important to, one, make sure that we're reflecting that we are 41 member associations. Two, to include the 4 pillars of unity, football, quality, and access. And three, to make the name Concacaf easier to read and say as a word and not just a shouty acronym of letters. We have answered this challenge in an elegant, premium, and dynamic way. Our main logo is a modern symbol of unity in a neutral gold, black and white, so it works well with our 41 distinct association identities. We've modernized the typeface and set the name Concacaf as a word to make it more memorable and user-friendly. The diamonds of the circle representing the 4 pillars are used as a distinctly Concacaf signature, and it's designed from the ground to work online, in stadium, and on TV. So in summary, on the Concacaf brand, we want you to take away love, unity, football, quality, access, and a dynamic visual system for the 21st century. Our Concacaf brand has been reset to drive forward the future of our confederation and the exciting growth of football across our region. And with the brand, the updated Concacaf identity.
4 pillars. One brand. "41 nations. One confederation, united for one love. Concacaf, love for our game." Four pillars. One brand. "41 nations. One confederation, united for one love. Concacaf, love for our game."
Do you like it? Okay, I want to hear some more. Truly amazing, how exciting. Love for our game is a great spirit, a spectacular point to build Concacaf and unite fans around the region. And the new logo. I love the dynamic, the look of the colors. It's truly representative of Concacaf and this diverse region coming together as one in football. But that's not all what you came for, right, Philip?
That's right, Adriana. We have another exciting announcement, and we want to share that with you and all of you today. Back in November, we gave you a sneak peek, but today, we're very proud to be unveiling it. In our region, it's been acknowledged that the system of friendly competitions has not provided a sufficient level of football for most of our federations. We want all of our members to have the opportunity to play more, compete more, which in turn will propel greater development of the sport at every level. We've created a new centralized national team competition to maximize international match opportunities for all of our members. This competition is called the Concacaf Nations League, and its brand Concacaf come to life. It took us a lot of iterations, a lot of feedback from you, our members and our partners, to devise a continuous international series that embodies the 4 pillars of the Concacaf brand. Unity. Every one of our 41 member associations will play at their sporting level and keep playing with the opportunity to get better. No one goes home, no one sits out a cycle. Football. We put football first, with consistent, competitive national team play throughout the whole cycle. More football for our national teams, more football closer to our fans. Quality. We define quality as constant, relentless improvement. Each national team plays at their competitive level and can raise that level the more they play. And access. Teams that were not provided enough opportunities will have more chances to play and raise the level of their game. The Concacaf Nations League embodies our slogan, love for our game. And I am thrilled to announce that it starts today. Let us show you how it works.
At Concacaf, football is first. In the pursuit of total access to the game, we are committed to providing an opportunity for all our member associations to develop their football to the highest levels. With those goals in mind, we proudly present the Concacaf Nations League, a new centralized national team competition platform designed to maximize international matches for each of the 41 members in our region, making every game count. The Concacaf Nations League will consist of 3 leagues, A, B, and C. The new competition will be played in the official FIFA match windows in September, October, November 2019, with a final championship to be played in March 2020. The first edition will launch with a one-off Concacaf Nations League qualifying phase to determine the league's composition. League A will be comprised by 4 groups of 3 teams. The winners of each group will qualify to the Concacaf Nations League Final Championship to determine the first champion of the new competition. The 4 teams at the bottom of each group will be relegated to League B for the next edition of the tournament. League B will contain 4 groups of 4 teams. The winner of each group will be promoted to League A, and the 4 bottom teams of each group will be relegated to League C for the next edition. League C will consist of 3 groups of 3 teams and 1 group of 4 teams. The 4 top teams of each group will be promoted to League B. Additionally, the Concacaf Nations League will serve as the qualifier for future editions of the Gold Cup. The Concacaf Nations League facilitates access and elevates the quality of the game for all CONCACAF member associations, making every game meaningful. CONCACAF Nations League. CONCACAF. Love for our game.
The Concacaf Nations League. I know this is the news the fans I've been waiting for.
That's right, Adriana. And it starts today with the draw for the qualification, which will start this year. We'll play in September, October, and November windows this year, and the March FIFA window next year. And to explain the qualification, the format, and to manage the draw, I'd like to introduce to the stage our Chief of Football, Manolo Zuviria.
Thank you, Felipe. Buenos días.
Buenos días. Oh, sorry. Our God is too.
All right, Manolo, this action towards the new CONCACAF League starts today. And I want you and Adriana to take us through it.
Adriana,
Thank you, Philip. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do this. Me? For you?
You ready? Good morning, and welcome everybody to this great event. It's an honor for me to be here to officially kick off this new competition that we've been working on for quite a long time. As I look around the room this morning, I see many nationalities from all corners of Concacaf and even beyond. But there's one thing, Adriana, that I see in common here, is that all of us here love football. So we felt it was very important at Concacaf that all of our teams qualified to the Nations League simply by playing football. So before I continue, let's first see how the qualification process for this inaugural Concacaf Nations League qualifier actually works.
The road to the first edition of the Concacaf Nations League begins with the qualifying phase, which will be played during 4 official FIFA match windows in September, October, and November 2018 and March 2019. The football played will be the determining factor in how teams will be placed into each of the 3 leagues, A, B, and C. The teams that participate in the Concacaf Nations League qualifying phase will include all eligible CONCACAF member associations, except for the 6 teams that participated in the hexagonal round of the FIFA World Cup qualifiers, Russia 2018. Those teams have automatically earned their spot in League A of the tournament's first edition. Based on the CONCACAF Ranking Index, the remaining eligible 34 teams will be divided into 4 tiers to ensure that each team faces an opponent from each of the tiers, including their own at least once. Tier 1 will group 8 teams. Tiers 2 and 3 will group 9 teams each, while Tier 4 will group 8 teams. Each team will play 2 home and 2 away matches during the 4 rounds of competition. Due to the uneven number of participant member associations in Tiers 2 and 3, some teams will play an opponent from the opposite tier more than once, but never the same opponent more than once. After the 4 match days, based on each team performance during the qualifying phase, the final standing table will define which teams qualify to League A, which teams qualify to League B, and which teams qualify to League C for the first edition of the CONCACAF Nations League. At the conclusion of the CONCACAF qualifying phase, the top 10 teams in the final standings will have qualified to the 2019 Gold Cup, joining the 6 teams from the hexagonal round of the 2018 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. The CONCACAF Nations League is designed in the spirit of football-first unity, access, and quality. Because every game counts. CONCACAF Nations League. CONCACAF. Love for our game.
Who's getting excited? I'm getting excited to see what is gonna end up like this. So many nations all united on the field and in football. I can't wait to get started with the draw to see which team will face off in the qualifying round of the Nations League.
Well, Adriana, it is very exciting indeed, and there's so much to play for. Teams are playing for a spot in one of the 3 leagues, League A, B, and C, but not only that. As you saw in the video, they're also playing for a spot in the 2019 Gold Cup, which as we all saw recently has now been expanded to 16 teams. So we're almost ready. Almost ready.
Okay.
But first, we need to see how the draw procedures will actually be, so we'll have one more video to explain that process.
The 2018 Concacaf Nations League qualifying draw will be conducted using 4 pots, which contain all eligible participating member associations except for the 6 teams that participated in the hexagonal round of the 2018 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Based on the Concacaf Ranking Index, all eligible teams will be divided into the 4 pots, A, B, C, and D, as follows. Pot A will include the top 8 ranked teams: Jamaica, Canada, Haiti, El Salvador, Martinique, Cuba, French Guiana, and Guadeloupe. Pot B will include the next 9 top ranked teams: Nicaragua, St. Kitts and Nevis, Curacao, Suriname, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominican Republic, Bermuda, Guyana, and Belize. Pot C will include the next 9 ranked teams: Bonaire, Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Lucia, Barbados, Puerto Rico, Bahamas, Dominica, and Aruba. Pot D will include the next 8 ranked teams: Cayman Islands, Turks and Caicos Islands, Montserrat, U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Martin, Saint Martin, Anguilla, and British Virgin Islands. A computerized draw has produced a master schedule of the Nations League qualifying, creating all the 17 matchups per each of the 4 FIFA match windows. The computer model assures that no 2 teams face each other more than once and that each team plays 2 home and 2 away matches. The order of the matchups per each FIFA match window will be as follows. Match Day 1, September 2018, Pot A versus Pot D, and Pot B versus Pot C. Match Day 2, October 2018, Pot A versus Pot C, and Pot B versus Pot D, plus 1 team from Pot B versus 1 team from Pot C. Match Day 3, November 2018, Pot A versus Pot B and Pot C versus Pot D, plus 1 team from Pot B versus 1 team from Pot C. Match Day 4, March 2019, Pot A versus Pot A, Pot B versus Pot B, Pot C versus Pot C, and Pot D versus Pot D, plus 1 team from Pot B versus 1 team from Pot C. The master schedule will be pre-populated with all the 68 matchups identified by placeholders representing all the teams from the 4 respective pots. The teams in Pot A will be identified as A1 to A8. The teams in Pot B will be B1 to B9. The teams in Pot C will be C1 to C9. The teams in Pot D will be D1 to D8. The draw will commence by drawing all the teams from Pot A in sequential order, followed by drawing all the teams from Pot D. Once all the teams have been drawn from Pot D, the draw will continue by drawing all teams from Pot B, followed by drawing all teams from Pot C. By drawing all teams from Pots A, B, C, and D for Match Day 1, the master schedule will automatically be populated with all the 68 matchups of the 4 FIFA match dates for the entire Nations League qualifying phase. And with this, the Concacaf Nations League officially kicks off.
So Adriana, you got it, right? You got all that?
Of course. Do you guys? Do
Easy?
you understand everything? Look at that face.
So that's how this draw will actually work. And now as you can see, all the pots have been placed, all the teams have been placed in their respective pots, and we're almost ready, Adriana, to start the draw. We're almost there.
What
But
are we missing?
I'm gonna need some assistance from some special guests today.
I'm not enough for you?
I don't know if I can answer that. I'll answer you later.
That's right. Okay, that's right. To help us out with the draw, let me introduce you to some of CONCACAF's top ambassadors of the game we all love. First guest, Daughter of a Dominica father and a Jamaican mother, she represented Canada at the 5 FIFA Women's World Cups, at 2 Olympic Games, the 2008 and 2012 Olympics, where she won the bronze medal with Team Canada. She has played in 3 Pan American Games, winning the gold medal at the 2011 Pan Am Games. She played the amazing amount of 110 games as the goalkeeper for the Canada women's national team in 18 years of career, making her the longest serving player for Canada, men or women. Welcome to the stage, Karina Leblanc. What a resume! Oh,
Two. Welcome, Karina. And we not only welcome you today to this event, but we welcome you to the Concacaf family, because as you all know, Karina has been recently appointed as the head of women's football. So it's a great honor to have you here today.
Our announcements today. Concacaf stocking up on regional talent. Speaking of which, let's also invite to the stage
Mr. Jason Roberts.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
I want to do the whole resume thing. I like that part. Was for Grenada International for well over a decade. He played professionally for 19 years, primarily in the English Premier League, where he scored 162 goals in 513 games.
But Adriana,
Now's your turn.
most importantly is that Jason has recently joined Concacaf as Director of Development. So it's a great honor also to welcome you here today with us.
Jason Roberts.
3.
2. This is more excuses than video, eh? Okay. Welcome, guys, to the stage. So they're going to be our innocent hands.
Special guest.
Our special guest. Oh, the question, of course. Karina, you have a lot of experience Caribbean yourself, and then playing for Canada. What's your take on this huge event that we are launching today?
I think it's huge. I grew up on a small island of Dominica, so I remember driving with my dad, and the power of the sport on small islands and the opportunity, and so much can be gained in competitions like this, is big. And then on a bigger country from Canada, where I spent my international career, I know that more competition, competitive environments, it's what players dream of. I remember putting on that jersey and having that flag in your heart. You dream of these big moments. You dream of playing for big games for your country. So it's a win-win for everybody.
A win-win situation for everybody. Jason, I remember so many of your goals on the Premier League. And playing for Grenada, you must have many reasons to like this kind of tournament for a national team perspective.
No doubt about it. From my perspective, I really believe that competition drives development, and that's why I'm so excited to be here discussing the Nations League with all of you here today. I think it's a wonderful opportunity to provide elite competition for our member associations, and I'm a little bit disappointed I'm not going to have the opportunity to play in these games, but you know, although majority of my career was in the Premier League, it was the pinnacle to play for Grenada, to play for my nation, to represent my country, and these are the big rivalries, these are the big games as a player that you want to be part of. From a development standpoint, I think this shows another innovative way that we can create competition to therefore drive development, and I look forward to seeing it on the pitch.
Let's see how Grenada goes on the draw.
Let's go.
I love it. It's all for the love of our game. With the Concacaf Nation League, everybody wins and everyone wins.
That's right. So, I'm honored to be here joined by 2 football legends, and I'm even more honored that we're all now together a team. And now, we are finally ready, Adriana, to officially kick off this draw of the Nations League qualifying. So let's get down to business. Let's play some football.
Okay.
As you all saw from the video, the draw will commence by drawing all the teams from Pot A, followed by drawing all the teams from Pot D, because those are the matchups of match day 1, followed by all the teams in Pot B, and to conclude, we will draw all the teams from Pot C. As you will see behind us, the master schedule will start populating itself as we draw all the 4 pots for match day 1. And with that said, Adriano, please, why don't you remind us which teams make up Pot A?
Perfect, let's start. In Pot A, we have the top 8 teams, ranked teams. Jamaica, Canada, Haiti, El Salvador, Martinique, Cuba, French Guyana, and Guadeloupe.
Great. And with that, Karina, if you may please, draw the first team, which will be A1. Thank you. A1 is French Guiana.
French Guiana is currently ranked in the 13th position in Concacaf. The French Overseas Department participated in Gold Cup for the first time in 2017.
Karina, please, let's go with A2, please. Thank you. Team A2 is El Salvador.
El Salvador have appeared in 2 FIFA World Cups and every CONCACAF Gold Cup since 2007. Easier.
Karina, please, let's go with A3, please. It's okay, it's going to be a long draw. So as we draw this team, we'll see the first matchup populate itself in the master schedule. If only I can get it open.
You can do it. I cannot help.
It's coming, it's coming. It was done on purpose.
There
Got
you
it.
go.
Ah, Jamaica. Tough one.
Ranked in the 6th position, the Reggae Boys are the highest ranked CONCACAF Caribbean Member Association, reached the final of last 2 Gold Cups.
Jamaica didn't want to come out because they have a tough match to close on the last match week against El Salvador away. Now, let's move on to the next team. Karina, A4, please. Thank you. Much easier. A4 is Cuba.
Cuba has appeared in 1 FIFA World Cup, 1938, and 8 CONCACAF Gold Cups, reaching the quarterfinals in 3 occasions.
Karina, please, let's see which team will be A6, please. A5, I'm sorry, A5. Guadeloupe.
Guadeloupe joined CONCACAF in 1964. The French Caribbean island reached the semifinals in the 2007 Gold Cup.
And now A6, please, Karina. Thank you. So much easier. And with this, we'll see the second matchup come up, and it's Martinique.
Martinique has participated in 2 of the last 3 Gold Cups. The Caribbean island best participation was in 2002, where they reached the quarterfinals.
And Martinique will be closing away at Guadeloupe on their final match. Let's see, Karina, which being A7, please. Thank you. A7's Haiti.
Haiti has participated in multiple Gold Cups, as well as the Copa America Centenario and 1 FIFA World Cup.
And look at Cuba going to Haiti on the last match. Haiti, Cuba. And now we'll draw the last team, which will be A8 from Pot A. Look at that, Karina. Canada. Canada will be A8.
It's the only member association other than Mexico and the United States to have won CONCACAF Gold Cup in 2000.
And Canada will be closing at home in March against French Guiana. And with that, we've concluded Part A. Now we'll be moving on to Part D. So Adriana, please, if you tell us which teams make up Part D.
Part D includes 8 teams: Cayman Islands, Turks and Caicos Islands, Montserrat, U.S. Virgin Islands, San Martin, San Martin, Anguilla, and British Virgin Islands.
Thank you. Jason, please, if you can have the honor to draw in the first team from Part D, which will be D1. Thank you. D1 is Sint Maarten, the Dutch territory.
Dutch side of the island of San Martin. San Martin has long history in Caribbean football and has participated in qualifying for the Gold Cup as early as the second edition in 1993.
And Saint Martin, as you can see, will be opening their participation playing away at Haiti. Jason, please, let's move on to see which team is D2. Thank you. Not again. D2 is Saint Martin, the French territory.
The French side of the Caribbean island, the Nations League, will be the first full Concacaf competition for the men's national team.
And they'll be opening up at home against Guadeloupe. Can we go on with D3, please? Thank you. D3, U.S. Virgin Islands.
U.S. Virgin Islands Soccer Federation joined CONCACAF in 1987. The Nations League will multiply the number of matches to be played in coming years for the full national team.
Karina, they'll be opening up home against Canada on match day 1. Great
We'll
game.
be ready.
Jason, please, let's see which team now will be D4. Thank you. D4, Cayman Islands.
Was formed in 1966 and affiliated to CONCACAF in 1990 as a full member. The Cayman Islands are ranked 33rd in the current CONCACAF ranking index.
And they'll be opening up their first game away at Jamaica, as we can see from the schedule. Jason, let's move on to D5, please. Thank you. D5, British Virgin Islands.
Its football peaked at the turn of the century, and they will be looking to reestablish those levels later this year in Nations League qualifying.
And they'll be opening up away against Martinique. Jason, please, D6. Let's see who that will be. Thank you. D6, Turks and Caicos Islands.
The Turks and Caicos Island Football Association has been in operation since 1996 and a member of FIFA since 1998.
And they'll be going to Cuba for their opening game of the Nations League qualifying. Jason, let's see what the last two D7
Can I request all the home games and Turks and Caicos?
Turks and Caicos
Yeah.
at Cuba. At Cuba.
Yeah. Okay, I know, but I just want to request the home games. there.
Well, we can work on that. D7 is Montserrat.
Joining CONCACAF as an associate member in 1994, having played only a handful of official matches over the last 4 years.
And what a great way for them to start their Nations League qualifying, hosting El Salvador on their first official game. And now to conclude Pod D, we will confirm that D8 should be Anguilla. Indeed it is. D8.
Anguilla was an affiliate to CONCACAF in 1996, and the team currently ranks 39th in the CONCACAF ranking index.
And Adriana will be opening up at home against French Guiana. With that, we concluded Pod D. Now we're ready to move on to Pod B. And why don't you please tell us which teams make up Pod B?
Pod B includes 9 teams: Nicaragua, St. Kitts and Nevis, Suriname, Curacao, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominican Republic, Bermuda, Guyana, and Belize.
Karina, please. Let's start with B1, please. Thank you. B1 is Belize.
In 2013, Belize finished 4th in the Copa Centroamericana to qualify to their first major international competition, the 2013 CONCACAF Gold Cup.
Great. Karina, please, let's see which team will be B2. B2, St. Kitts and Nevis.
Founded in 1932, St. Kitts and Nevis Football Association is ranked in the 16th position in the CONCACAF ranking index.
So week 3, Canada will be going to St. Kitts on their third match of the qualifying. Let's see now which team will be B3. Thank you, Karina. B3, Antigua and Barbuda.
Antigua and Barbuda Football Association became affiliated with Concacaf in 1970. The Caribbean representative is ranked in the position number 19.
And now we'll go on with B4, please. Thank you. B4, Dominican Republic.
La República Dominicana currently ranked in the 28th position. The Federación Dominicana de Fútbol was founded in 1953. The Caribbean nation will be the host of the inaugural edition of the Concacaf Caribbean Shield.
And Adriana, they'll be going to Cuba on week 3. What a great matchup.
Really?
Karina, please, let's see which team was B5. Thank you. B5, Nicaragua.
Los Pinoleros Albiazules participated again in 2017 edition of the tournament. Nicaragua is currently ranked in the 15th position. That tournament was the Gold Cup.
And what a great game they have against Haiti on week 3. Karina, please, let's go on with B6. Thank you. B6, Bermuda.
Established 1928, the Bermuda Football Association currently ranks 21st in the Concacaf ranking index.
And they'll be hosting El Salvador on week 3. Karina, please, let's see which team is B7. Thank you. B7 is Guyana.
Guyana had a remarkable 2006 with 11 successive wins, including 5 CONCACAF Gold Cup qualifiers. The Golden Jaguars are in the position number 22nd.
And what a matchup. Week 3, they'll be traveling to French Guiana to face on week 3 of the qualifiers. We'll move on to team B8. Thank you, Karina. B8 is Suriname.
Suriname was one of the founding members of CONCACAF in 1961. The Dutch colony, it is currently in the 18th position of the CONCACAF ranking index.
And what a tough game they have on the road on week 3 at Jamaica. And with that, we'll draw the last team from Pot B, team B9. Just to confirm, B9 should be Curaçao. In fact, it is. B9 is Curaçao.
In 2017, Curaçao made its first appearance in the CONCACAF Gold Cup.
Curaçao will be closing away on week 4 at Antigua and Barbuda. And with that, thank you, Karina. We've concluded all the teams from Pot B. We're ready to move on to our last final pot, Pot C. And with that, Adriana, please remind us again which of the teams that make up Pot C.
And they are Bonaire, Grenada, San Vicente and the Grenadines, San Lucia, Barbados, Puerto Rico, Bahamas, Dominica, and Aruba.
And with that, we'll be drawing our last 9 teams and conclude this master schedule of all the matchups for these 4 weeks of games. C1 is Dominica.
Dominica currently ranks 31st in the CONCACAF ranking index.
Wow. Week 2 at Canada, Dominica. What do you think?
I'll be standing at the halfway line.
Jason, please. Let's move on with C2. Thank you. C2, Grenada.
Grenada, the Spice Boys have participated in 2 Gold Cups in 2009 and 2011.
Jason, I think you're going to be, you still have some time to get ready.
It's going to be a successful tournament for us, I'm sure. I can get myself fit.
6 months, Cuba at home, you can play.
Yeah, one more game.
Let's see now which team will be C3. C3 is Bahamas.
In 2017, the Bahamas became the first Caribbean country to host the FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup. It's currently ranked in the 30th position.
And Bahamas will be closing their participation away on week 4 at Dominica. With that said, Jason, let's move on to C4, please. Thank you. C4 is St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
The biggest achievement for the St. Vincent and the Grenadines is the first appearance at the 1996 Gold Cup. St. Vincent and the Grenadines progressed to their third round of the 2018 Concacaf World Cup qualifying.
Thank you. With that, Jason, let's see C5. Thank you. C5 is Bonaire.
Bonaire, currently ranked in the 24th position, is one of the newest member nations of CONCACAF. It became a full member in 2014.
And wow, week 2, they're home against Jamaica. What a match. Jason, please, let's see who is C6. Thank you. C6, St. Lucia.
St. Lucia, currently ranked in the 27th position, made their FIFA World Cup qualifying debut in 1992.
St. Lucia will be hosting Haiti on week 2. Another great game to look forward to. Jason, now let's see C7. We're down to our last 3 teams, and we'll have our full schedule completed. C7 is Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, affiliated to CONCACAF in 1961, ranked 29th in the current CONCACAF ranking index.
Puerto Rico will be home against Grenada. Jason, I think another game to look forward to.
I'm prepared to come out of retirement for any game in the Nations League.
That'll be March. We have more time to March 2019.
If I can get some time off, I'll
now
be
we're
available.
down to our last 2 teams, C8. Thank you. C8 is Barbados. Some excitement here.
Yeah, became affiliated CONCACAF in 1967. In 2001, the Bajan Braves made it to the semifinal round of the 2002 World Cup qualifiers.
And Nicaragua will be going to Barbados on week 4 to close their participation. And with that, we're down to the last team of Pot C, C9, and to confirm, that should be Aruba. Jason, please, if you can do the honors. Our last team of this draw. Aruba.
Was formed in 1932 and affiliated to CONCACAF in 1988.
Aruba will be going to Guadeloupe on week 2. And with that, Adriana, we've concluded this draw for the Nations League qualifier.
I hope you all took notes about your teams and all the trip that you're going to be doing for the next month. That's amazing, Manolo. We saw a little of everything from CONCACAF today. I think we all truly understand where CONCACAF is coming and where it's going for the love for our game.
Thank you, Adriana. Thank you, Karina. Thank you, Jason. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this draw for this great competition that we're ready to kick off in September. Best of luck to all the teams, and thank you.
Thank you.